Morning you guys, it's Karen and we're doing small eyeshadow palettes today. This is where I keep my small eyeshadow palettes. It's just in a sort of mini chest of drawers and they sit really well on this. So I'm going to put this down here and as I talk about them I can put them back. Without thinking, I just grouped them into brands. So these are all MAC ones that I've got here and you can see the piles behind me. So I'll just go through them like that. I don't know that I necessarily have the same criteria for these as I do the bigger palettes, you know, like but don't love, love but not my favourite, that kind of thing. The MAC ones, do you know what? I probably wouldn't miss them. Let's see, anyway, let me show you what I've got. So let me first show you these two little palettes, which is fairly recently. This was the last shop I did for MAC. I think I showed you a lipstick that I got at the same time as these two. And these are just the little miniature palettes that are all made up for you, so you don't choose these colours. So I've got Burgundy ×9 is that one. And then this one is, what's this one called? Purple. Oh, Purple ×9, so I guess that's the whole name of these little palettes. And I have to say I was a bit disappointed. I bought them because there's some colours in each that I don't have or that are limited edition, but there's other colours that I do have and I thought, well, great, I'll have them all in one little palette, you know, and they're both okay, but they're nothing amazing. I just feel with these I haven't given them a good enough go. You know, there's still colours in this purple one that I want to try and maybe even in this little one. So I will give these another go at some time and see what I think. Then the rest of these are just the make your own palettes. So in here I've got, I think that might be Omega. And then that's just, I can't remember the name of the black by MAC, but I thought this was a nice little duo to have a black for kind of eyeliner and whatnot and then a crease colour, but I never ever use it. And I've actually got, in that little thing, chest of drawers thing you may have seen, I've got a lot of empties. I've got a couple of empty duos and an empty quartet because I might change things around. You know how I've got the big MAC one? I might change things around at some point. This next one, it's just all oranges and it's colours that I very rarely use, and I thought, well, if I'm going to want to do a colour from this colour range, then they're all in one palette. But I say in that, I think that is Amber Lights, and I've got Amber Lights in the big MAC Warm Neutrals palette, so I do use that one. That one I think is Coppering, and I'm not sure of the name of these two. But I just, yeah, I don't know when I last used that. I think as well, because I'm at the point of not buying too much makeup, although I have just put in a big Colourpop haul, by the way, but I don't tend to keep on buying makeup nowadays, just in the last sort of 6 months. And I think that's making me want to keep more of what I've got so that I have got still a big choice, if that makes any sense. This one is actually set up to be a dupe of one of the Bare Minerals ones I'm going to show you that I have on my eyes today. So I've got the Bare Minerals Happy Place on my eyes today, and this is pretty much the same colours. And I don't even know the names of them. That one is Expensive Pink, even though it's not pink. That one is Sketch, but I don't know what these two are called. But I do like that. Well, I suppose because I like the Bare Minerals one. And this one again is just, it's greens and blues, so it's colours that I rarely use. That is Golden Olive, I think it might be called. And I do like that one, but I have to say I don't even remember ever wearing the other three, the two blues and that kind of green matte one. Maybe I'll turn into a hoarder in my middle age, you never know. Makeup Forever shadows, I love these. I bought these from IMATS and I had so much fun choosing them. You know, I've actually got really good memories of going to IMATS, and yeah, really enjoyed these. Have enjoyed the shadows themselves. I don't know that I've ever used that. I've maybe used it once to try it out, but these other two I have definitely used. It's ME740 and I544, that beautiful sort of lilac-y, that's that lovely silvery taupey lilac-y colour that I love, and of course the coppery colour that I love. And then in here again, I have used these quite a lot, but I don't know the numbers of these. They don't have the numbers on the back of the pan, and that was really annoying because I kind of mixed them up, and from that moment on I've not been able to know the exact colours that they are. But I do really enjoy Makeup Forever shadows, although as I'm realising, I enjoy preformed palettes more. I've no idea why. I don't know whether it's because they're neater or I don't know why, but that's what I do enjoy. I've got one Inglot one here that I loved this and for a long time wore a very specific look with this that I think encompassed more or less all of these shadows. I had that on my lid, that in the crease, that in the outer corner, with that sort of warming it up, and then that on my brow bone. So yeah, every single shadow. And it's a real, it was a real particular look of mine at the time, that sort of rusty brownie colour. I have to say, I think I'm going off that. I think I'm going off the colours, this sort of colour. So I guess I could still use the other colours together. They're really good shadows. And I think the last time I used it, I didn't like the look. And I think it's, like I said, because I'm going off that colour. I mean, even so much as I've got a jumper in that exact colour there, and I've just sort of moved it to the front of my wardrobe for the kind of wear it or chuck it pile. You know, if you don't wear it in the next couple of weeks, you're never going to, so throw it away. And I just think it was more, I didn't like the look, but I think it's because I'd gone off that colour rather than anything to do with the shadows. Inglot aren't really talked about nowadays. I've got the numbers on the back there. But they're really good shadows, I have to say. Still, even with all of the new wonderful shadows, these still, I think, match up. You know, they're still as good. I don't know if Inglot are cruelty free, but there used to be a store that we went to in Stirling, and it was the only store, as far as I know, in Scotland, and it no longer exists. Well, they have a small little area, but it's only if you're going in to have your makeup done. It's not sales. And so it's not the type of makeup I would buy online. Other than I do buy their liquid eyeliner thinner type product, but I would like to see Inglot products in person, which is why IMATS is so fantastic. Maybe I'll go to IMATS next year, and then that will give me a goal this year. No, it'll be this year. That will give me a goal for weight loss, and it will also be somewhere where I could like meet some of you guys if you wanted. So that's a thought. I'm going to think on that. Have a word with the boss and see if we can afford it, because I'd want to stay this time. Last time I went to IMATS, I went in one day and it was just too much for me. You know, the plane and all the walking I did, it was just, I was exhausted. Anyway, next, Urban Decay Naked palettes. I bought these way back when I was just beginning to experiment with makeup, and I started off with the original, obviously, and I would wear like one colour of this in the crease and see what I think, or one colour on the lid and see what I thought. I really didn't know what I was doing, but I really enjoyed experimenting, you know, and seeing, like, putting a yellow colour on my lid and then the following day putting a sort of pinky colour on and seeing what I thought of it, and trying out, like I said, colours in my crease. And so again, a little bit sentimental about this palette. This one I just really liked. You know, buying the second one was because I really enjoyed the first one so much. They're really great quality shadows, and these were just so sort of different. You know, they were much warmer in tone, and so these are two palettes that I wouldn't dream of giving away. I really enjoy them, and I enjoy them as accompanying palettes now, because you guys know I don't really wear matte looks, but they are brilliant for exactly that, because there is colours. You can see I've nearly used all that one up. There are colours for crease, brow bone, outer corner. I've just got two drugstore ones here, which I'm surprised at, because I definitely have had more that I've enjoyed, and I'm missing two, and I'm pretty sure I haven't given these away. It might be in a bag to give to a friend that wanted to try a certain look, but I've got the Max Factor one that is like the Naked 3 palette, and I've also got a little Rimmel quad that is, oh, maybe I am giving it away because it's that sort of rusty colour. It's called Brixton something. Anyway, the two that I have got and I have kept are the Wet n Wild in Silent Treatment, and I must have got this off eBay or something, or maybe in a swap, or I don't know, something like that. And I don't use this very often, but this is a really pretty colour, and this is a really pretty colour, and that's great for the outer corner. There's no like crease colour or brow bone colour, but this might be a good dupe actually for that sort of lovely lilac-y taupe colour that I like. But there's such good shadows. I wish we had Wet n Wild here. If there was one drugstore brand we could get, it would be either, what's the one beginning with P? Physicians Formula, or it would be Wet n Wild. I'd love to see those products in our drugstores. And then this is a Maybelline Eye Studio, and I did a look with this that I did online. You know, I did a tutorial probably 3 years ago on Christmas Day, I remember, and I used that sort of turquoisey colour under my eye and really liked the result. Again, really, really nice colours, and I've had a few of these, but this is the only one I've kept, probably again because of that lovely rusty brown. So whether I'll ever use it again or not, I don't know, but I will keep it in case I ever want to do a drugstore look or something like that. This next one is the same kind of story. This is a Clinique palette, mirrored on the top obviously and inside. That's what they look like. That typical sort of goldy, warm, coppery, chocolatey colour. It's called Morning Java. You can see the colours at the back there. And I can't give this away because just looking at it, the colours are so beautiful. But this is kind of like that Inglot one that the last time I wore this, I thought, I don't love the look, or I don't like this palette, but I think it was more just the colours. I've gone off the colours, but they're beautiful quality shadows. And I remember I took this to the Gleneagles Hotel when Kev won that golfing competition to play with his pro partner at Gleneagles, and we got 4 nights to stay in Gleneagles. In fact, I think I vlogged it all, and I certainly did a what's in my travel bag, and this was one of the things I was taking, and it reminds me of that. But anyway, I'm going to keep it and see if I really do go off. Maybe I should have the same rule for eyeshadows. If I don't use it in the next 2 weeks, chuck it away, you know, not chuck it, give it, whatever. Then this next one is another Z palette, but a smaller one. That one there I think is Nabla Cosmetics again. Maybe I should put all my Nabla together, but it's a beautiful colour. It's called Millennium, and that's a Nabla one as well. And then I think the rest are Makeup Geek. They're sort of newer colours from Makeup Geek, but I think, like I said, I need to have a sort out, don't I? Because I showed you that bigger Z palette that had Nabla and Makeup Geek, and I should be able to get the Nabla Cosmetics ones in here that I like, and then Makeup Geek in one Z palette, and then maybe I'll use it a bit more. Yeah, there's nothing in there I don't like actually. I think these are in here as new shadows that I've got. I've probably bought these during 2017 and I just haven't got around to using them properly, so I need to use them. I've got 2 piles left, one Viseart and one Bare Minerals, and to be honest, I would be happy with these 2 piles. I mean, more than happy, obviously. That's still a lot of shadows, but what I mean is I love Bare Minerals ready shadows. I love all Bare Minerals eyeshadows actually, and I love Viseart eyeshadows, but these palettes are just amazing. This one you will have seen me wear a few times. See me wear. The Vision it's called, and it's a really unusual colour. If I can figure out how to open it. Like that, and so you'll have seen me wearing that one on my lid and that one in the outer corner. Really, really unusual. It's a beautiful sort of mint green crossed with turquoise, really stunning, and just such a real soft, beautiful pigment, easy to blend, easy to work with. Really love that. This next one I'm not sure about. It's one of their limited edition ones, which is why it's in gold. Not quite, I didn't feel like this one was quite as good a quality as their normal palettes, to be honest. And it's not one I can use in its entirety. I'll either use that on my lid or that on my lid. Maybe use that in the corner, but this one I don't really know what to do with. And I'm pretty sure that one doesn't work very well. Yeah, it doesn't, it's okay. It just, you don't get much from it, and it's a bit of a blah colour, but that one is very, very nice. And I think I keep it because of that colour there, that peachy colour. Because, you know, I haven't got enough peaches. Then I've got the Dream Sequence. Now, be interesting to see if this one is still available on Amazon. I bought this at a time where I couldn't afford to buy the real thing, and so I happened to look on Amazon, and this was on Amazon for like half the price of the normal Bare Minerals palettes, but it was only this one in the Dream Sequence, and it stayed that way for a couple of years because I've mentioned this since and linked it for people, and I've never understood why this one is obviously unpopular. This colour here is another one of those, beautiful lilac taupe type colours, and again might be a dupe for like Liar or something. This one here, I mean, isn't that just stunning? It's that beautiful orchid colour, and then these two are matte, so that's great. That's kind of I was going to say it's kind of like Sketch from MAC, but MAC Sketch I think has got flecks in it, but that one is a nice matte corner colour and that one's a nice brow colour. Yeah, it is both matte. Love that one. And with that one, there's just no thought I would ever give it away. Same with the little greeny one, and the same with this. This is what I've got on my eyes today, the Happy Place quad. So I've got that on my lid, that in my crease, and that in the outer corner. I don't use that one. Colours that beautifully go together, and I don't think I've ever done anything different with it. You know, I've never like put that purple all over my eyes. I suppose that's the only real thing I could think of doing. It's a very specific look I get from this, but I love it. And again, really nice shadows, really easy to work with. Do you know what? For once, I'm actually admiring my own eyebrows, and I'm not sure what I did. You know, when it just seems to be luck for me when my eyebrows turn out well and when they don't. I've used a NYX eyebrow pencil, sort of top and bottom, to outline them, and then I just used some powder and sort of brushed in the middle, not in the middle, at the start. And yeah, it seems to have worked out pretty well today, but I wish I could repeat that. You know, do you ever have that where your makeup turns out well by accident? I feel like that's what happens to me all the time, and I never seem to be able to recreate it. Anyway, these are all Viseart, so my favourite eyeshadows, I would say, of all time, maybe matched with Lorac. This first one is the Petit Pro. I'm not sure of the actual colour because I think they do a couple of Petit Pro ones. And in terms of colours, it's just okay. To me, this is a muted version of the ones I'm going to show you next. Like, I've got a much brighter red, a much brighter peach, a much brighter gold, you know, that kind of thing. And you'll be sick of me saying this, but I do use this as an accompanying palette. It was great. I had this in my makeup bag for quite some time, using that one in my crease, that on my brow bone, and that in my outer corner, or that one, and sort of ignoring these bottom colours. But I love the packaging on these. I love the quality of the eyeshadows. I love everything about them, other than, like I said, on these, I think I would have enjoyed these had I not have bought the other ones. But now if I look at this, I'd be like, oh, I'll go and use that other one that's a bit brighter. So it's just a taste thing, isn't it? So let's see, what are these? Theory. Well, they're all Theory palettes, but I have sort of mixed them around. This one is my ultimate favourite, I know. Right, this one I've not mixed around. That's what I wanted to find. This is the, let's see if it says on it, Theory palette in Minx. And it looks like that. I can't remember the last time I used this, actually. I think I've just been overtaken by having the other two palettes. But you see what I mean about it? It's got these bright sort of, like that one is much brighter than the one in here. See them together. And that red one, it doesn't look like it would be, but it is actually brighter than that red there. So yeah, I love it. There's not much more to say. It would be saying the same thing. They're really good quality, really worth the money. I do think they're really worth the money because there's literally, I can't think of a bad thing to say about them. They blend so well. If you like the colours and you like the packaging, you know, you don't mind cardboard packaging, then you'll love them. They've got a mirror in. You can change all the shadows around. What's not to love, you know? So these next two are the Viseart Amethyst, and it was the Viseart, oh God, Nuance. So this one is the Amethyst and this one is Nuance, but I think this colour and perhaps that one at the top, that sort of peachy colour, were in here. I don't know, I've moved them around and I can't remember exactly how I have, but these 6 shadows, these 12 shadows make up the Nuance and the Amethyst palette, and again, absolutely adore them. I don't pull out this one very much because I made this one into my favourite, but I've every intention of trying all of the shadows in here. Again, they're just so beautiful to work with, like I said, and they're always a surprise on the lids as well. I always think they look nicer than even they look in here. You know, this colour's beautiful. I think that one came from the Amethyst, actually. Maybe not. I don't know. What does it matter? What does it matter? You can, like I said, you can take them out and move them over so easily. It's not even difficult to do that. And they've all got mirrors in them. Okay, that is everything for my small eyeshadow palette collection. I don't know whether it would even be worth doing single eyeshadows. Let me know if you'd be interested. I have got a big kind of bucket of single eyeshadows, but I think I'd run out of things to say about them. It would be, I like this one, I don't like this one, I like this one, I don't like this one, or this is good for the crease colour. I don't know, I feel like it might be a bit boring, but let me know. Let me know if you've got any favourite small eyeshadow palettes like this, because I think I prefer these than the big palettes. In fact, I know I do. I much prefer having little palettes like these little Viseart Theory ones than I do huge palettes. So yeah, let me know if you think there's any that I would enjoy. I'll tell you what I've got on makeup wise. Bare Minerals Bare Pro Liquid Foundation in 09. On my eyes is the Happy Place Quad, as you saw. MAC blush in Melba. On my lips is a NYX liquid lipstick in a Satin Ribbon. And I think that's everything. This necklace and earrings are from River Island. Top is from Zara. It's a very old top though. And that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.